Speaking of which, welcome to the 28th, 29th session of Rise of Nine. We are, by the way, for all of our players and the three people who listen regularly, we are closing in on almost a year since this campaign started. In fact, it's a year, it's 1 month and 6 days away to the start of the
Wow.
campaign. Um, and or at least the start of the first video posted. Technically, I think the campaign started a little bit before that, so whatever. But if you have been enjoying what you see, there should be a description in the YouTube thingy that leads to the playlist in case this is your first video, in which case because I doubt you'll make it all the way through. Like and subscribe. Okay, we are off. As a recall, we have been doing what is effectively filler episode in a way because we have I was sick and we haven't been able to coalesce all the players for the start of the penultimate couple of episodes before the finale. And
Indeed.
so we've been doing what I, as DM, have been unfortunately putting off, which is backstory and character development, which basically means give him trauma. Um, and yeah, here we are with Zeed, our next unfortunate, willing victim. We've covered
Leave my
Jessica.
handsome man alone.
Yeah, we covered Jessica, who unfortunately her session was not properly recording my audio, along with Michael's, who saw the truth of what happened in their past, or at least enough of a truth that it is canon, about how they survived their experiences in the laboratory slash orphanage, how they were able to rise up and rebel. We followed Michael's story from before he had died to after his resurrection. We followed Flicker in a kind of more altruistic, or not altruistic, but esoteric form of backstory, which is important to lore that will be discovered later on before the end of the season. And we did Oik, who I enjoyed giving her trauma as she watched her kids, or as she watched her fellow children die, and believed that this entire time that she had voluntarily left the village, but totally forgot and blocked in her own memory that the village was utterly destroyed. And of course, Leah is deafened, so she's having fun doing whatever she is. We also have our newest member who will be introduced in this session, um, named Luctus, played by Springy Boy here. Um, and we are ready to
Hello.
begin. Orville, are you good to start?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So, as a reminder for Orville, your perspective is you guys are having the fight. This crazy ninja lady used shadows to drag every member of your party underground, other than you and Michael. She was laying on the floor, almost defeated, when she was able to still touch you, Michael, and BDSM old guy, and drag you into the shadow realm, or whatever this might or might not be called. Um, and you find yourself, instead of dragged into shadow despite the arms that came up to reach you being, black mist almost, you're dragged down. And as soon as you find yourself underground, you are surrounded by light. It is a light you know well. It is a warmth you feel. It is the light of Hermania. Um, and you, for a moment, bask in this light, not realizing that your eyes are closed because it's so bright, but the light begins to fade slightly. You open your eyes and you find yourself sitting under a tree atop the plateau slash mountain that your village is in. The last remnants of your memory of the future begin to fade, and all you remember is your past leading up to this point. You are once again whatever your species version is of a teenager, or potentially even a child again. You remember this tree fondly as one that you've climbed, you've flown off of. It's the tree where your parents first taught you to fly, even since you are a bird boy. Um, 1 second. Pardon, I needed to cough. Um, and you often find yourself coming back to this tree to hang out on lazy days where you don't have to do anything. The trees are on top of a hill looking over your village, and the sun has just reached noon when you can hear a commotion coming from the village, and you think you hear your name being called.
Where, so you say I'm still at the tree, you said.
Yeah, you are like your back is resting up against the tree. You've basically been taking a nap here since like the sun first rose.
So before I leave to go wherever my name has been called from, um, I'm going to kneel at the tree. I'm going to give a little prayer, um, and then I will put my hand against the tree, nod my head, and I will run along.
Your hand brushes the trunk of the tree, and it rubs over the same spot you always touch, where you can see ZHA initialed with a heart around it. It is the initials of your name, your father, and your mother's name carved into the tree. Although it might be considered a sacred tree, there are other carvings all throughout it. Some of it names, some of it runic, and some of it prayers to Hermania. But your hand always brushes over the initials of you and your parents. And
That's cute.
yeah, I know. Until they die. Um, um, you rush down to the village, and the commotion you heard was just the rest of your clan waking up. You know you've lived here your entire life, obviously, and you know that your clan really has a very lazy lifestyle. The the plateau you live on provides enough farming space, pastures for what small animals you guys raise, like goats for milk. It's a very lazy experience. You live in almost what many would consider a paradise. Um, One that is as about as close to the sky as you can get to the light of Hermania, and it is through the blessings of Hermania that you are um, very much blessed with the bounty of the land. Your clan never takes more than they need. Your clan respects the land and blesses it often, and in return, the bounties of Hermania are given to you. And so you know that most of your clan doesn't even wake up until midday, where morning prayers are done, and you heard your name being called in the distance by your mother. Um, uh, and you know she's calling you to the tent slash house that you have. It's not exactly like a tent. It's definitely a house, but instead of being a full house, like part of it's covered in dried leathers to keep the rain off. Some of it is a more suitable wood area that has like an actual floor. So it's kind of a mix between a tribal and a civilized life. And you approach the door to your home, and you can hear your mother and father inside, preparing for the morning.
Um, I can I listen in on what they're saying?
Okay, give me a perception check to see if you can hear what they're saying.
Sure. Just give me one moment.
One moment.
More.
Are you ready? No,
I
I'm sorry.
apologize. I apologize. My previous D&D character is pulled up. Um,
No, you're all good.
Perception. Zang. That's going to be a 15.
15. Okay, you press your ear against the door, and as birds, you don't have the best hearing, so it's a little muffled. But you can hear your mother and father talking about the chores they're going to do today, about the meals they need to prepare, the things they need to do to contribute to the clan. But in very hushed tones, almost inaudible, you hear your mother say, "When do you think it would be time to tell him about the curse?" And you don't hear your father's response, and moving forward, the conversation is too hushed for you to hear through the door.
Do you think at any point maybe I've heard rumors of this before?
Um, well, the answer is potentially, and because it's potentially, I'm going to force you to roll another time for a history check.
Fair enough. That's going to be a unnatural 20.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's the worst kept secret in your entire fucking village. Almost all the kids your age know about it. In fact, you learned about it multiple years ago. And it's the curse of Hermania. Hermania provides, but Hermania also takes. In exchange for the power, the bounty of the land, your species cannot, or your clan cannot live past a certain age. And um, you might not know what the age is, even on a nat 20. That's not really discussed. But I would say you know that there's nobody, say, over the age of 30, at least respective to your species. If I remember correctly, your species lives slightly less years than a human.
Yes.
Um, so whatever the equivalent of 30 is for your species, there is no one in your village older than that. And you know that both of your parents are, say, 28 or 29 years old, so that they would be dying to the curse sooner rather than later. Much sooner than rather than later. I also don't like you rolled a nat 20. Fuck you for that. Um,
Ooh. Um, so Zed's gonna have a little internal monologue. Um,
Go ahead.
he's going to be very confused. He he he's going to go the, the curse. That, that's just a tale we tell. I, it can't be true. They're they're so young. Huh? How could how could Harmonia do this? I, is it true? And he's going to open the door, and he's going to give his parents a very stern look.
Let me roll for your parents. I did not expect to have to roll here, but let me roll a perception check for your parents to see if they even notice the stern look. Because as you open the door, you see both of your parents standing over, whatever might be a primitive stove or fireplace, preparing the meal of the day. Your mother's called you like normal. You often find yourself in the morning leaning against the tree. Um, so your mother's used to calling you to mealtime for breakfast. Your father doesn't look up as you open the door, but your mother stares at you, and she looks at you and tilts her head to the side slightly and goes, "Ah, dear, is there something wrong?"
Um, he's going to look back, and he's going to say, um, "Is there something you want to tell me?"
Well, breakfast is ready. As normal, you find yourself sleeping under the tree. Is that what you mean? Also, we have a list of chores and activities for you to do today.
Anything else? He's
Um,
going to like a tear is going to roll down his eye.
yeah. I will say that on the nat 20 you got on your history check, it will transfer over to this. You see her glance to your father and go, No, dear, there's nothing else we need to tell you right now. I mean, did you sleep well?
Yes, mother. I, I yes, mother. He's going to grab a bowl and a spoon for breakfast.
Your mother's still looking at you, clearly seeing the tear running down your face. Goes, are you feeling okay today? As she ladles the soup into your bowl. Um,
Um, uh, yes, mother. It was, I, I'm just confused.
um, your father speaks up now again, not even looking up. He rolled like a nat 1 for his perception check. Um, he goes, son, a child of Hermania should never be confused because all they have to do is believe in Hermania. And despite the nat 1, he will see you crying and goes, and a true believer in Hermania and member of this clan has no need to cry.
Yes, father, but it's why is it that Harmonia gives us everything? Why is it that Harmonia can give us everything? You know as well as me that I am a true believer, but I I'm confused as to how it could give us so much.
Well, as you should know, Hermania shines her light upon us in almost recompense to a great misdeed our God has, or our believer has, not God, but believer, our believer has accidentally caused us harm in the past, and to make up for it, they give us all we need to survive.
If there is Father, I know about the curse.
A glance is shared between you and your mother. Your father looks down at his own bowl of soup and then back up at you and goes, yeah, I suppose you would. It is one of the worst kept secrets in our village, especially to the children. Because you rolled that fucking nat 20. Um, I suppose since you know and listen here, son. Hermania provides all that they can to us because Hermania was not always a graceful god. Hermania was not always a giver, but a taker of life, a force of entropy in our world. Although the sun can always make plants grow, it can also cause water to evaporate from a river, or disappear, not evaporate. They wouldn't know the science behind evaporation. But disappear from a river or make a lake run dry. So, in exchange for a miscarriage of justice performed by one of Hermania's fake believers, a individual who once thought they believed in Harmonia and what Harmonia encapsulated, ended up cursing our people. And although this curse means that we cannot live a normal life, it also allowed us to gain the blessing of Hermania in exchange for the false actions of one of her believers. And so we may not live a long time, but we are given one of the most gracious and one of the most wonderful lives that anyone on this world can ask for.
I, yeah. Well, how is that fair? I don't.
You're. Oh, sorry if you have more to say. Sorry.
I really didn't have much more to say.
Okay. Um, your father pauses and looks back down at his soup and goes, "Well, it's not fair, son. But what you don't know is the cruelty that this world holds. It is a world in which many only survive by taking from others. However, when something of ours was taken by another, our lifespan, and as the as the stories go, the reason why we live shorter lives is so that the one who cursed us can live forever. Our own life force is what allows that individual to live a very long time. But this has been never confirmed. However, it has been many generations since this curse fell upon us. And you are right, the world is not fair. But in an act of balance and justice, Hermania saw it fit to give us the blessing of prosperity. You will live an easier life than anyone in this world. In fact, there are many who will die younger than you are now, simply because this world is unfair. But through the fairness of Hermania, we are able to persist and never worry about providing for ourselves or our families. In fact, in exchange for the gift of prosperity, we often send out emissaries to spread the word of Hermania. But do not think that this is a selfless act in exchange for Hermania's protection and blessing. The fact is that the stronger Hermania grows through the belief of others, the more power Hermania will have to fight the curse placed upon us. And one day, it is our hope that should enough people believe in Hermania, the curse will be lifted.
Well, how soon would that be?
I do not know.
Oh, but I don't want to live without my mother and father. You guys are so young. I don't want to lose you guys. And he starts sobbing.
Your mother would go over and wrap her arms around you and hug you. Your father would instead sit cross-legged, more of a stoic individual, and he would wait for your sobbing to abate before he continues. You know the goats that we keep in the pen outside?
Yes?
Well, there are times when we must kill them because they've grown too old to produce milk or offspring, or we have too many goats in the pen because too many of them gave birth to a new generation. The simple fact is, son, that all life comes to an end. It is a shame that ours must end sooner than most, but instead of feeling sad for us, you should feel happy that we have given you the love and the knowledge to succeed and be a productive member of this community, of this clan, uh, as well as be happy for the life that me and your mother have lived. We met when we were 15. We met and we have stayed together as a family ever since. And then you came into this world. You are our greatest joy ever. You know, your simple existence is proof of our own life. It is a happy thing that we may die to give room to the growing clan. It is a happy thing that we have created something. We have created you. And the fact is, we would die eventually. We might as well have made our lives worth as much as they are. And that is something I truly believe you, me, and your mother have done.
Going to let out a long sigh. Um, he's going to say, "Thank you, Father," and he's going to go back to his breakfast.
Your family continues eating its breakfast. But once you are all finished, um, your mother comes up, scoots over to you again and goes, Son, you must, we had things for you to do today, but it seems you've already have enough to think on. So take the day off and reflect upon your feelings. Me and your father still have some time here, so worry not, we'll still be here to love you and provide for you, but you must also come to terms with the fact we will pass on soon. So take today, perhaps even tomorrow, to think about how you feel, son.
Yeah, Mother. And I think I think he's gonna go back to the tree.
Okay. That's really what I was hoping you do. um, Also, just so you know, for character reference, your father's name is Heed, Heed, and your mother's name is Azid, Azeed, and they named you Zed. It's the male version of your mother's name, which is Azid, which is the female version with the
Very
A in
creative.
front of it.
Very creative.
You named your character Zed, so I'm just doing my best here. And I
Yeah,
already
I'm not even blaming you. I'm blaming my mother for that one.
Well, I already committed to the A and H and Z in carved into the tree, so I really didn't have much wiggle room because I didn't give myself any. Um,
That's
yeah, by the way, all of your clan has very similar names as well. And they're basically all play on words of things birds do. Um, like the clan leader, the matriarch, which by the way, your clan is matriarchal, so it would be a female. Her name
it.
is Beeth, but not to be a play on word of Zed, but on the play on word of bathe, as in birds like to bathe in the little bird baths we give them in our backyards.
That is actually, yeah, that's actually very nice.
Yeah, so her name is
Very
Beeth.
thoughtful.
So it's all going to be anybody named in your clan is going to be a play on words for something birds do. Um, and that's because you named yourself Zed. Um, Also, I think it is somewhat creative to put an A in front of Z to make it effeminate, and therefore also creating a culture and a potential language for your people. But that's just me.
Hey, I'm not clowning on you. I'm clowning on my bird mom.
Yes, a Zed. Although I guess it would be pronounced more like Azid, not like a soft A. It would be a hard A. Azid would be
Yeah,
her name. But anyway, that's
yeah.
neither here nor there. Just a little lore building. Um, um, but you go back to your tree, where you just on impulse, without even thinking about it, rub your hand. Every time you walk up to or away from the tree, you rub your hand over the initials carved in the tree of your mom, you, and your father. And although you've seen this tree 100 times, you finally notice how many initials are there. They're almost all familiar initials. They aren't like, two lovebirds, pun intended, who have carved their names in here. They're almost all names of families. With like the inscriptions praising Hermione at the top and bottom, confining the names in between. And you realize for the first time that they are the prayers and the feelings that the children of these families have, that are the prayers themselves to Hermione.
Um, is there a spot on the tree for him to carve something?
Yes, the tree is, by the way, massive. We're talking like, maybe not like Pandora styled large tree, but it is a massive tree, especially given the fact that your species is smaller than average.
Hmm.
So there are many open spaces from in front, behind, on either sides of the tree, wherever you'd like to put them. And these attachments are getting annoying because I keep wanting to look at them because they're usually funny.
I think you think he's able to like fly, maybe not to the very top, but like almost to the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want him to find somewhere at the very top of the tree. I want him to carve, "We're here for a good time, not a long time,"
um,
with
I
his initial or with his name.
yeah, you carve that near the top of the tree. In fact, you go so high that you pass the prayer line of the top of the top of the tree, which is where the branches really start poking out. Um, and in one of the thicker branches, you etch that in, and you sign it with like a big like Zorro styled Z and then EED at the end.
Yeah, I like that.
And that is now carved in the tree forever. And as you sit in the branches at the top of the tree, you can see the village below you. Um, if you think about it, like the tree is like, it's like that like classic flat area where the village is, and then there's a small hill that leads up to where the tree's standing, and right after the tree is like a sheer cliff that leads back to the flat plateau. And just so you have a mental image of where you are.
Mhm.
And like the village is like right down there at the walkable part of way up to the tree is where like the village is. You can see, the pens where you keep your animals. You can see smoke coming out of many of the chimneys, or smoke holes in the tarped roofs.
Mhm.
And you just sit there for a while. Is there anything else you'd like to do there?
Can I see any other towns or villages like not connected to Hermania,
um
off in the distance?
no. So you guys live on a plateau. So it's basically, sheer cliff. There's ways up and down the cliff, especially if you can fly like your species. But there'd be ways to walk up and down the cliff as well. But it's literally just a plateau that's in the middle of, rolling hill lands that just lead out in forest in all direction. There's a river that runs like alongside one of the edges of the plateau, which helped carve it out of the ground. So it's literally just a plateau in the middle of nothing. There's just forest in all directions. There's no evidence of civilization outside of your village, at least within your view.
Hmm. I
Uh,
think they're just going to stare off into the distance and ponder
okay. Well, on
The
your
thought.
Nat 20 history check, you would have known that before the curse came to your village. Now that you know more about the curse, there's added information to that. But before the curse came to your village, you guys still lived up on this plateau, but you lived here more for safety than for the blessing of Hermania, because very few natural predators could get up to the plateau. Um, and very few enemies that may attempt to try and steal your resources could come up here. These are like history lessons that you would have been taught in whatever, like bird school, where all the kids are sitting on the ground and some really old bird is talking. And by really old, I mean, 30 years old. Um,
Yeah.
and as you think and ponder on this, you perch yourself in a way. So, for your species, I would say that you don't necessarily have to sleep laying down. As a bird, you could, naturally grip onto a branch and eventually fall asleep. Again, it would be an evolutionarily safety related thing.
Yeah.
And as you ponder and think about the past, your own life, your parents, and the history that you know about your village that's been taught to you, um, you eventually drift off into sleep again. Um, and while you sleep, and by the way, this is, if you had your full memories, which you don't currently, this is all stuff you remember going through as a kid. But this is something you don't remember, is that as you sleep, you find yourself standing on what seems to be a cloudscape. But there's no end to the cloud and there's no direct sunlight above you. It's almost as if you are inside a cloud itself. But the ground itself is solid. If anything, it feels as if there's like, a thin layer of water over it. And in front of you stands a shimmering smoke like figure that has no face but has a human appearance. Uh,
What in the actual fuck?
do you say that? It doesn't matter if you say that
Yeah.
out loud or not. If you even think it, um, the figure in front of you would tilt its head slightly, and its arms, almost like a marionette, would move out awkwardly. To like one's like laying down, one's almost above its tilted head, and it would just stare at you for a short period and go, "You are Zed, no?
Uh, who are you?
I am Hermania."
Wait. Armani is supposed to be bright. Why are you, smoky?
Well, if I came to you in my true form, you would be blinded, and I don't want to do that to you.
Well, how am I supposed to believe that you're Hermania?
That is a very good question. I have not shown myself to your people in many generations. I doubt there are any left that would know my figure. Well, when you awaken from this dream, ask your chief for the spear of Hermania. And with that, in literal blinding speed, like instant speed, as if they moved at the speed of light itself, they would be standing directly in front of you, and they gently tap with two fingers your forehead. And there is a blinding light for a moment, and you find yourself waking up and falling off the tree branch in which you were perched.
Can I try to catch myself before I hit the ground?
Athletics check or acrobatics.
Really funnier if he didn't. Uh, oh, come on. Hold on. That's going to be a 14. I'm rolling
14.
really well.
You're able to catch yourself on the branch, but now you're hanging off the branch, totally forgetting you have wings in which you could fly down to the ground with.
Can
But
I
you're
use
just
my
hanging there.
wings?
You said you use your wings? Did you say you
How
use
day
your.
is it?
What?
What time of day is it?
It looks as though the sun is about to set over the horizon line. So it is the definition of dusk, but not like late dusk where it's like, starting to turn black. It's the dusk in which, the brilliant colors in the sky are shooting across, but there's still plenty of sunlight that one wouldn't have to worry about it yet.
Hmm. Would it be reasonable to suspect that the tribe leader is still, you know,
Awake? Yes.
out and about?
No, they'd probably be home at the tribal leader's tent, which would be like a form of longhouse where meetings are held and stuff.
I see. I would like to fly there immediately.
Okay, you flap your wings once, twice, and you can feel your body becoming weightless as you let go of the branch, and you kind of glide your way down um, towards the village, landing in front of the longhouse with a flutter of wings. You see that as you land, two of your feathers fall from your wings, um, and they are golden color, which is abnormal for you.
Ah, can I pick them up and like take them with me?
Oh, well, absolutely. So you collect the feathers and you knock on the longhouse's wood door. Opening it is a young child, maybe between 4 to 7 years old in your species terms. She opens the door and goes, "Ah, can I help you?"
Yes, I need to speak to the chief urgently.
Of course, come in. She opens the door fully and, like, ushers you in. And in the longhouse, it's a pretty empty. The main room is pretty empty because really the main room's only used for, the cooking of the meal for the chief and for meetings of the tribe. And around the fire in the center of this building is the chief and his wife sitting around the fireplace instead of even at one of the tables around the fireplace.
Sorry, say the last part again.
So
You
the
cut out.
chief and his wife are sitting around the fire. So imagine a typical like Norwegian longhouse, where it's like a
Yeah.
pretty long building, but not like necessarily super wide or super narrow. At the center would be a fireplace or a couple of fireplaces. Around one of them is the chief and his wife. There are tables lining each side of the fire pit or fire pits, but they aren't sitting at a table. They're just sitting on the ground around the fire.
Can I walk up to the chief and
No, you can't.
uh
No, I'm just
no?
no, no,
Okay.
no. You are
Mind that.
physically prevented from it. You are teleported to the demon. No, I'm just kidding. Of course you can. Just imagine. I just randomly teleport you to the demon realm because I'm the DM and I can. But it wouldn't make for good storytelling. So you hurry over to the fire pit. The chief and his wife look up at you a little surprised and go, the chief goes, "Young Zed, how can I help you today? Quite a late visit, no?"
Wait, is it a matriarch or a patriarch?
Oh, you're right. It's a matriarch. Fuck. The chiefess and her husband are sitting there. Let me redo that. Ah, Zed! It is quite late to see you. What brings you around today?
I would like to say hi. I have reason to suspect I have received a message from Hermione, and I'm going to show her the two golden feathers.
Um, the chiefess, her eyes widen slightly. She reaches out and touches one of the feathers and immediately takes her hand away and goes, "If you met Hermione, did they give you a message?"
Uh, Not exactly. They, it told me to ask for the staff of Hermione.
Oh, I might have said staff as the DM, but I meant spear. Um,
Spear. Yes. It asked me to ask for the spear of Hermione.
uh, Birds can't necessarily purse their lips, but you get the impression that this is the closest a bird can get to pursing their lips. Um, as the chiefess looks to her husband and goes, "So, Zed, if you know about the spear of Hermione, you must have truly been visited by our god."
I don't understand. It's a, what does it mean? What do I do with the spear?
It means many things. But come, follow me. She stands and starts walking towards the door and leads you outside. I assume you follow. But making that assumption, she leads you to the edge of the plateau you guys live on, and she looks back to you and goes, "Prepare your wings. We will be flying about halfway down." And
Halfway
she,
down.
yes, yes, halfway down. Just follow me. She spreads her wings and begins flapping them and starts to glide down until there is a small, like, butte on the side of the cliff where she lands. And it's big enough for a couple of um, individuals to stand on. And it's a butte you've never seen, but it seems that the wall in front of her, the cliffside, is completely solid. But as she reaches her hand out, it passes right through the rock as she walks in to what becomes a cavern as you follow her, leading you down a couple twists and turns. You come to a chest, and the chiefess opens it and pulls out a very small, it almost looks like a dagger. Like the hilt of it is very small. The tip, however, is still like a full spear. She picks it up and goes, "This is the spear of Hermione. It may not look like a spear now, but only the chosen herald of Hermione will make it transform into its true state. If you are truly the chosen one," she kind of holds it out to you, "then take it. See if it reacts to you."
I apologize. Say that one more time.
Fuck. Um, she opens this chest that's kind of like in the middle of this like cavern. It's not even a cavern. It's like you were walking down stone passages, and then opened up to a slightly larger area where just a single chest is sitting in the center of it. She opens it
Yes.
and pulls out a what almost looks like a dagger, but has a full spearhead on it. But the handle itself is very small; it barely fits in the chiefess's hand. And she goes, "This is the spear of Hermione. Only the chosen herald can activate it and make it take its true appearance and form. If you are truly the chosen of Hermione, take it and see if it reacts to you."
Azid is going to look very confused. Um, uh, what, what do you mean, chosen? I'm not sure I was chosen for much of anything. It's, I, could it be me?
The chiefess
Um,
laughs and goes, "Ka, ka, ka, ka. Yes, you've lived quite a lazy life so far. But if you are the true herald of Hermania, you are the only one who can save our people."
that's a big weight. Um,
Yes, it is. But often fate is not kind.
that is true. He will reach out and he'll reach out and grab it
You touch
very.
this. Oops, sorry, yeah.
No, I was going to say very lightly at first, but then I imagine he'll grip it very firmly.
As soon as your fingers brush over the held out spear, the entire little small stone escantment you are in begins to glow with light. And as you fully grip it, you find yourself standing among the clouds again. The figure you saw earlier is kind of, you know how like Indian kids sit is the best way I can describe it. You know, the squatted position.
Yes.
They're kind of like squatted over, their knees to their chest, their feet on the ground, and they seem to be looking at something below them, but all you can see is the smoking mist of the cloud and the shimmer of water over it.
Hmm. Hmm. So, how exactly does the staff react to me? Does it? Does it?
You were as soon as you touched it, you were basically transported to the area you saw in your dream.
Yeah. So, but it's like it's not in my hand anymore.
No, it would be in your hand, and it is a full spear. It's the spear you've been using in the campaign so far,
Oh, okay.
which is the spear of Hermania.
Yeah. I was was it a dream? Is it? I don't understand.
The figure turns its head around without even moving its body like a full 180 and stares at you with its head facing now backwards. But the face is still not there. And the figure says, "Ah, you found the spear. Ha 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 ha. Do you believe that I am Hermania now?"
I I'd have to. I I it's I don't know what to say.
The figure shrugs, which is a very disturbing look because, again, its head is facing backwards at you, and goes, "There's not much to say, but I do have to apologize to you.
Why is that?
There is a unbelievably long and unbelievably uncomfortable pause before they respond.
Um, you say it.
You are the first child born who has the chance to lift the curse of your people. However, you won't have the ability to live long enough to achieve your goals. So, there has to be a sacrifice made.
Sacrifice?
Don't worry, the followers of Hermania already know their duty, but it will cause you much pain. However, if you are successful in lifting the curse of your people, you will be able to restart your tribe while still maintaining my blessing, which I more than certainly give graciously and without hesitation. But it will cost you personally so much, and I wish I had another way to do this, but my apologies is all I can say for now.
What's the sacrifice?
The figure stands up and twists towards you while its head also keeps focus on you. So now it's totally facing you. And as it stands, it becomes fully, it's fully standing, but it has the appearance of continuing to stand as it grows in size until it's towering over you and goes, "It's a sacrifice you're unwilling to make, but one you must. It's a sacrifice in which, should you be successful, I can undo. But should you fail, it will be the end of your entire tribe. But the weaves of fate around you are the first that I have seen that have the potential to achieve greatness." Or, and their head turns and looks across the vast landscape of the cloud. And as they do so, you could hear a low rumbling as the cloud begins to turn darker and darker, as if it's turning into storm. You can see flashes of light flying throughout it, as light as the booms of lightning crackle. And they say, "However, you also have the fate to become something far worse than this world deserves."
That's why the hell would you put that on me? Are you fucking stupid?
Maybe.
I am like one of the worst. I know like six people off the top of my head right now who would be significantly better suited for this task. Zareth. He puts his hand in candles because he thinks it'll bring him closer to Hermania. He gets third degree burns every time he does it.
Ah, you see, belief is not the only metric I judge. Very few can see the weaves of fate as I do, and very few can even understand them when they do. But the fate around you is an endless thread, unwoven in every direction. You are the only of your tribe like this.
It's kind of fuck, isn't it?
No, child of mine, you will always have my blessing. And with that, a last thunderous clap of sound comes rolling across as you're blinded as a streak of lightning strikes at your feet. You see the figure of Hermania begin to fade and go, "My power grows weak, but you alone can make it strong again." And with that, you find yourself falling out of the sky towards the plateau, rain accompanying you as you do so. You're falling. The plateau below you looks like an absolute tiny speck. It may be a mile away from you.
I, I think Zed is just going to stand there for a second.
Oh, you're falling. You're actively falling through the air right now. You can feel the wind rushing across your feathers, and you can feel the wetness in the air from the rain.
No, I mean to stand there in a second is like with a help me sign.
Oh, like the Wile E. Coyote not realizing they're falling for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But as you look around for the moment you have before you begin falling, you don't see the light of Hermania. You don't see the presence of Hermania, but you can feel it in your heart, and you can feel the spear in your hands vibrating with energy, proving to you that Hermania's still there and you still have their blessing.
I'm going to grip the spear with both hands, and I'm not going to open my wings. I'm going to try my best to orient myself in the air and point the spear directly towards the ground.
I just unplugged my headphones. 1 second. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I heard orient yourself in the air and hold the spear tight. What else was there?
I'm going instead of instead of like flying. I think I'm just going to orient myself and point my spear towards the ground.
You begin falling faster and faster. The aerodynamic shape of your body as a bird allow you to go like cut through the air like a knife through butter, or sorry, a warm knife through butter. And you approach. The plateau grows larger and larger until it's the only thing in your vision. And right before you would hit the ground like a meteorite, you feel your body lurch forward as you slow and you reorient yourself without trying to and land on your feet. The village is quiet. Night has the sun is just above the horizon and is beginning to fall below it. There's just enough light to see the bodies littering the floor or the ground around the village. Women, children, the chief standing in the center of a ring of bodies, a knife sticking out of her chest, or the chiefess in the ring of bodies, a knife sticking out of her chest. It seems as if your village has committed mass suicide.
What? Well, they wouldn't do this. I hold on 1 second. There's an issue. I apologize.
Oh, I'll just pause it. Let me know when you're back. So we're back on the recording for those listening on YouTube. It was only a second, but it was a couple minutes. So Orville, you've landed and you were about to say something to the mass suicide of your village.
They, they wouldn't do this. I I I don't understand.
Um,
Melania,
as
why
you
would you do this?
as you say it, you can see each of the bodies, although they've been slickened with rain and are now wet, begin to glow slightly. The glow begins to intensify. It basically outlines all of their figures, and you can see a small spark rising from their bodies into the air before it pops like a very small firework. And each pop you see, you can feel in your bones as the belief of Hermania enters you as its herald. You can feel your own strength growing in power. Most importantly, for the first time, you feel like there is not a weight on your shoulder. You know, almost instinctively, the curse that has been placed on your species has been lifted. You will not die at the age of 30. You will live longer than any of your clan has in generations. You have the sole mantle of responsibility of Hermania.
I think Zed is going to break down and cry because this is like the exact opposite of what he imagined.
As you cry, the world around you fades to darkness. You find yourself floating in an endless world of shadows, one that you cannot see the end or the beginning of. And as that world begins to fade, your memories of the life you've lived after this moment, you, as Zed in the modern day, never remembered the death of your entire village, the mass sacrifice. You simply remember being elected as a herald of Hermania to go out and preach the word of Hermania. But now, as Zed today, you remember the truth of your own backstory as you rise out of the shadows and enter the world once again you find yourself surrounded, and I'm trying to find Zed's character here so I can add you. You find yourself surrounded in a room, the room that you were once fighting the shadow woman in. There stands Jessica. Oik has reappeared finally. Michael, Hope, Giovanni are also there. You are the last to appear as you rise out of the shadow. And now we resume to the rest of the group. Welcome to the roleplay and the D&D.
Motherfucker, what about BDSM guy?
Oh, we'll be covering that potentially in a private video that I will post later.
Damn.
I
He's
will.
not
I
feeling like
promise
it
to
doing
do it. I promise to do it. You will get
We want to hear
BDSM
the mental break. We want to hear
backstory.
the mental breakdown.
Better, I paid good Monopoly money for that story.
Good.
We
It
want
will
the
be on
mental
my
breakdown.
OnlyFans, which is really only D&Ds, but you know, you can pay $2 to access that story and help potentially get us away from AI art.
I can't- I'm just happy that they're like Oik isn't the only one that didn't remember their entire family and everything getting slaughtered.
Yes, except in this case, they weren't slaughtered. They committed suicide so that they could give their belief
Yeah,
and
but
power to Zed. Which, by the way, Zed, you are the
Yes.
first to unlock your mantle of responsibility. I will give you information on that later.
What the fuck? I'm the only one in this
Okay.
goddamn. I'm not playing.
If you guys remember, mantles of responsibility are what the big bad guys you were fighting back in Granton used to kick your fucking asses.
Hey, I kicked their asses first.
So, just as a heads up, Zed, you will be getting information on your mantle of responsibility after this.
Hell yeah.
You now have the mantle of Hermania. The crown of light is what it will be called.
Sick.
Fair.
So yeah, you guys are all free to roleplay amongst yourself. Just so as a reminder,
Yeah.
Jessica, you were on the ground begging your
Yeah.
friend to come back. Michael, you returned soon after Giovanni and Hope to see, the memory of the true memory of what happened the day you died and the day you were resurrected fresh once again. You remember seeing the ninja woman on the ground who is sitting next to the elderly man on his carriage, who then eventually disappeared into the ground, and then Zed and Oik popped up, and that is where
Missing
we left
an
off.
ear and with
Oh, yeah.
arrows in their back.
Oik is
I will
missing an
also
ear
say-
with arrows in her back.
I will also younger.
Oh yeah, and younger.
Yes, I am child.
I will also
Well, no,
say
you
there
would
is a
be
hole
the
in
legal
floor.
definition of an adult for goblins, but you are younger than you were previously, and that is very evident.
But Zoe, don't forget there is also a hole in the floor.
Oh yeah, there's also a small crater in the floor where Jessica punched it. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask if the ninja woman's still there?
No, she disappeared before you returned, and there's a large hole in the ground where she used to be lying.
With my fist kind of in it.
Yeah. Also, Zed, you
Yeah,
return on your knees weeping.
They are a ninja girl alive. That's not true.
Giovanni makes a saddening face and like doesn't want to say anything, but he goes over and comforts the after healing Oink.
Oink?
Yeah.
No, it's oik. Damn it. I know they weren't
I'm
here for a
starting to
while, but
see
how'd you
it.
forget?
It will.
I'm
It will
trying to
always
see
be
a
there.
very
It's a thing.
clear
It's a
naming
thing.
scheme with you, though.
Me?
Yeah.
What about my
'Cause you
naming
basically
scheme?
did the same. You basically did the same thing you did with my parents, but
Yes,
with
but it's
Z's.
cultural. You are living in isolated villages that have very similar names and very similar culture to each other. What is wrong with that? It is
Fair.
lore accurate.
Hmm. Or is it just lore accurate because you said it's lore accurate?
Well, I'm the fucking DM and creator of this world, so yes.
Hey, hey, Zaru,
Yes.
can I make a history roll to see if I can figure out why Zed is crying with my special thing?
Also,
Uh,
I think regardless
I don't.
if
Oh, this is my phone.
that Oik was
The
healed or not, I
historical
feel like they would pass out.
You weren't at
after
one
reading.
HP. We even rolled. Or we even did the proper damage. You aren't at 1 HP, so you are not down. But you are free
Yeah,
to
but I
pass
feel
out if
like
you would like.
You did get healed for 50 hit points from me
yeah,
when you popped back down.
I'm at 51.
I mean, there's also the added, mental, mental fatigue. People often forget about that. There's
Yeah,
always
like
physical fatigue, but there's also mental fatigue.
I can't do anything
yeah,
about that,
like
sorry.
that's why I say regardless, like the fact that Oik technically has a decent amount of health back, they still pass out because
Yeah,
remember, they technically almost died trying
save their
to
clan.
save. Yeah.
No, that's totally fine. You're xed out on the screen. That's just to show that you're passed out. You're not dead. Just to be clear.
Just
Oh, right. Technically, the thanks to the healing, the arrows aren't in her back anymore. They're on the ground around her.
yeah.
Mm,
I just like you see Oik now passed out, a blood like a missing ear, but surrounded by a ring of arrows.
Okay. Also, what special thing were you talking about? I know I redid your stuff. Where's the history thing? I'm
my
looking at it.
historical remembrance from being in the library for
Oh,
like
right,
4,000.
right, right. I need to add note about level 10. Sorry, doing DM stuff. Hidden traits, including
Because I wrote down I
library.
get advantage and about remembering the library what I
Okay, no,
read.
I sent a message to your thing so I can remember to update your level 10 hidden traits, which is part of the reason why I didn't give them to you because I was going to add them to your backstory. So I just added a
Okay.
note
I
to
don't
that.
have a thing for that too, I believe. I don't
Yes,
know.
you can
I don't remember.
absolutely roll a history check for that.
So,
Yes, Meekle.
yeah, Michael is basically just gonna poke Orc to see if she's even alive or they are alive.
Okay, while we wait for Giovanni's roll, how do you poke her? Because I may fuck with you if you do it wrong.
Oh god.
Uh,
Poker face.
No, please.
like just
Poker
a
face.
gentle poke to achieve to light slapping.
Okay.
To light slapping. He
So
said it,
wait,
okay?
1 second. Let
Be
me.
very specific.
He
Be
said
very-
light
Yep.
slapping. So I mean,
I got a 21 by the way.
Not like a slap.
So
the
we
slap of
talking
a
about
god.
that? If you check the chat there, that like that's light slapping to you, or
I
Yes.
mean,
What you
yes.
that looks
Yes.
that looks
Yes.
light slapping. That looks light. So
okay?
yeah.
So you do that to her. Roll an attack roll.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
Uh,
I just got back, please. Don't make me have to make a new. I almost died.
Nat
Please.
20, nat 20, nat 20.
I have
oh,
beaten death once. Please don't make me have to do it again.
Is 15 enough?
What's your AC, Oik?
Let me check real quick. Have it. I think it's
Wait.
16 though.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 16.
So yeah, Michael, you lift her up, start slapping her back and forth, but although you're hitting her, it's doing nothing to her, and she doesn't wake up. As for Giovanni, you said you got a 20?
21.
21. So what information exactly are you looking for?
To realize if the in what he was supposed to see and remember.
Um, roll me a second history check. This is kind of separate, but it's almost like advantage. Just roll me a second one because your 21 definitely gives you access. I want to see how much access.
21 again.
20.
Fucking hell.
Bro is just nosy.
You read an entire book that literally describes word for word what happened to Zeed. So you have full knowledge of what happened to Zeed.
Bro is nosy. He just
It's like you were standing over his shoulder watching him the entire time. You were there, and in character knowledge, you have everything that I described to Zeed in his almost hour-long backstory.
So how much of it can you remember?
I walk over to Z and I put my hand on his shoulder and saying, I'm sorry I didn't remember. If I could have, I would have told you sooner. It's
Not
okay.
true. It's not true.
Jessica
That
just
didn't
is
happen.
going to look over to you and just be like, what you saw did happen.
You don't know
What
that.
you all
Yes, I
saw
do.
did happen.
I know what happened. I know whatever you saw did happen. Because I know the person who did it, and she seems to be a lot stronger than I used to think.
No, I can't. No, it can't be. It can't be true. No, it can't be true. My
Z,
mother, and my father, they wouldn't do that. They couldn't do that. They, they, they had time. They had time left.
Zeed, I need to make you need to make a double saving throw, a history saving throw, which I know sounds weird, but whatever, as well as a
Yeah.
panic saving throw, which will be adjusted by your intelligence.
Was a panic. What?
I'm making it up as we
It's
go.
like a
Panic saving
wisdom.
throw will be your intelligence. It's like an intelligence saving throw, but it's to figure out whether or not you panic. But make the history saving throw first, because that will adjust whether or not you get advantage or disadvantage on the panic.
My history is a 9.
Okay, make a saving throw.
My intelligence is a 21.
To be honest, I can imagine that while that touching moment is there, that Michael is just slapping in the background.
Yeah, you're just like you can all hear the slapping sound, and it sounds uncannily like this.
oh.
No, there's a much simpler way to explain it. One second.
That's Jessica's cheeks.
No. There's a much simpler way to explain it. 1 second.
Again,
Hold
Zeed,
on.
I need that history saving throw, and then I will give you advantage, disadvantage, or a normal intelligence saving throw.
The history was a 9.
I sent it. I put it into
Oh,
the
was it
chat. Tell
9?
me that's
Then
not
you
it.
gain disadvantage on your intelligence
Don't
saving
watch
throw.
it, but if you know it, you know it. Don't
Okay.
watch it, but if you know, you know.
So you do get a +4 from me.
And my intelligence saving throw is a 19. If I get a 4 from him, then that's going to be a 23.
You are wrapped up in the death of your parents, so you don't remember the words given to you by Hermione. However, with the help of Giovanni, you feel a connection with him that you've only felt with Flicker. And his comforting words and his hand on your shoulder is what's able to allow you to calm down just enough to at least think rationally. Feel free to RP that as you please.
Can't be. I, 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 I can't think about this right now. I can't deal with it right now.
I place my hand on his head and use calm emotions.
Oh, okay. What exactly does that do?
Let me go to it. Calm emotions. Yes, I got to load up. D&D Beyond, hashtag not sponsored.
D&D Beyond, everybody.
Hey, if we could get a sponsor for D&D Beyond, everybody, I would take it. Although we only have 20 subscribers, so I don't know.
So each
They'll
humanoid in a
they'll give
20 foot
us
in a
they'll
20
give
foot
us 3
One
doubloons.
second. He's trying to describe it. What is that, Giovanni?
Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point I choose within range must succeed a critical saving throw or be affected by one of the following effects. The creature is immune to being charmed and frightened until the spell ends. If the creature is already charmed or frightened, those conditions are suppressed. The creature becomes indifferent about creatures of your choice that is hostile towards. The indifference ends once it takes damage or
Okay.
witness one of the allies damage.
So-
So basically just to put them back to a neutral state.
Yeah, so everybody in the room, let me just make sure here. Line, circle from you. Let's assume it's on Z. Yeah, so everybody in the room feels a calming presence. You feel the panic and fear inside of you being pushed down as your more logical, thoughtful senses come up. And thanks to this cast from Giovanni, Zed, you remember the words of Hermania saying that if you are able to succeed, Hermania can undo the sacrifice you had to make. And you realize that that means that Hermania can bring your people back to life. So there is a chance to save them.
No, they're not.
We can bring them back, see. Just like I came back, they can come back.
Yeah, but what will the sacrifice be to bring them back?
Killing the
I think-
monarchs, I guess.
Fair enough. Can't complain there, to be honest.
Yeah, I got a
Sorry.
bone to pick with 3 of them.
You're not alone there.
Michael's technically the only one that actually has a bone to pick with them. Just saying.
Eh.
Well, for me, the Crimson
No.
fuckers, which I believe
No.
serve under them, so you know what? Fuck you.
No, he has no bones. He has stone skeleton. Remember that. He got no bones except for skull.
So he still has bones to pick. Anyway.
He
Yeah.
starts pulling out his teeth.
As you guys stand here talking amongst each other, you can hear that across the city starts to ring metal as a warning sound goes out. That's very lame, but whatever.
No, I had flashbacks.
Yes, no, Oik, you are unconscious, but just because
know.
I can't keep you unconscious, the sound of that brings you out of your own mental fatigue, waking you up as you think for a moment that your village is under attack again. But the calming presence of Giovanni with his spell cast brings you back to reality quicker than you can process as you realize you were just laying on the floor as you hear these warning sounds. The entire group hears the warning sounds, which indicate that the city may or may not be under attack. For Jessica, you absolutely know that it means they're under attack just because you grew up here. But as these sounds begin to ring out, the ground begins to open once more. And out of it rises a demonic figure. A werewolf with a bare bone skull for a head and a symbol on its forehead, as well as returns BDSM guy from the shadowy depths.
God damn, I wonder what he saw.
Please, our turn.
Probably a bunch
don't
of
want him back.
inappropriate content.
Yeah, that's definitely NSFW. No.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
just a little more intense. So not the BDSM lane.
Actually, one second. I'm thinking for a moment. I'm actually going to pause the recording for a second. Give me a moment. We are back. I very had to quickly create something for the campaign, and out of the shadows rise this beastly figure, hunched over there about the height of Giovanni. And also out of the ground rises BDSM old guy. His armor changed, his muscles gleaming. As
Something
he
did happen
rises,
to him.
as he rises out of the ground, this is what he looks like now.
Why does he look like Kratos?
Come on, dude.
He is still
What's the
carrying
God of
this.
War doing?
He is still carrying the staff of pain and pleasure, which has been used to heal you all before. And he rises out. He was once a hunched,
Not me.
crippled old man. He is now a
Yes,
bustling figure of muscle. And now we introduce Luctus and her character. Their character. Apologies.
Yes. No, it's all good.
Hello, Will-O-Wisp. And out of the ground, out of the shadow of wherever you were, you emerge into a room of finery and niceness with a party of weird people standing around you and an old man carrying a staff spiked for your pleasure behind you. I'm sorry, that was really weird to say.
That was the weirdest thing you could say.
It is PSM guy.
Oh, they're catching the
So-
dragon and putting it in a jar.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I only created BSM guy like this because I couldn't find his actual player icon in the free subscribed icon images.
Fair enough.
But it will play into his backstory.
I'm gonna be looking around, ears flipped back, kind of confused, not sure knowing what happened and how I got here.
You,
Jessica just
at
looked
the
so
moment,
calm.
have no memory of what happened or how you got here.
Ooh.
Another backstory. Yippee.
Backstory time! Now the character's gone. The character that could send
Oh,
it
no.
the backstory's
Oh
gone.
no!
Actually, if you're willing
for
to
the most
stay,
part-
if you're willing to stay after this, Luctus, I am actually going to have you and BDSM guy have a backstory together.
Ooh, oh.
Sounds good.
I wonder
Sounds
what's
good with
that
me.
what they're gonna do.
As long as it gives me enough time to cook dinner, I'll be all okay with it.
It will absolutely give you enough time to cook dinner, especially if you stay up as late as you did last
All
night.
right. No, I'll be good. I'll be good. Don't you
Okay.
worry.
Anyway, back to the RP. You guys having felt now calm over the trauma you've just been reawakened to. This has always been there, but you've now for the first time truly remembered what your histories are. You see BDSM old guy, who by the way is clearly still him. He has the same face, the same hair, the same outfit and gear, rise out of the ground along with a very strange looking werewolf with no flesh on their face.
Jessica just looks over to you and says, 1, dude got buff. 2, who are you? I don't think I've seen anything like you before. No offense, but I don't think I've seen a skull not in its face other than a skull on a rock.
Or Michael.
That's why I said a skull on a rock.
Hey, that was a past life.
How far do I remember about myself?
You remember the very basics of your childhood. You remember the very basics of like what you are and that you are different. And you remember the very basics of wanting the attention and that kind of stuff. But that is it. You don't remember anything else.
Okay. Well, for the most part, I was out resting and here. For the most part, who are all you?
I know, I got.
Well, I'm the somewhat kind of daughter of the mayor of this place. Hi, I'm Jess.
And when
Call
they
me
say
Jesse
mayor
or
of this
Jessica.
place, given your lack of knowledge and memory, you believe they mean the mayor of the house.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm Jess. People call me Jess, Jesse, Jessica, Ball Destroyer, whatever you want. I don't care.
Well,
You now have the mantle of
look.
balls, the crown of the destroyer, by the way, Jessica.
No one is safe.
I am, by the way, 100% kidding
Wait.
about that.
I know.
Wait, isn't Michael safe so since he doesn't have balls?
Yeah, Michael is
Oh,
immune to
God.
your ultimate, Jessica.
I'm immune. I'm beyond balls.
No.
Oh,
But
no.
back to the role play.
Yeah,
For
back
Zed,
to the sassy.
the tears have stopped. You've regained control over your emotions, and you have the remembrance of what Hermione said to you. You have hope and belief that Hermione can truly be your savior.
Zed is going to stand up. And he's gonna slam his spear on the ground. Maybe, or hopefully, giving a little orb of light. And
It's not
how
written
badly
yet,
injured?
but you activate the prayer of Hermione. Everybody gain 20 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Is that
That was-
counting me?
Yes.
All right.
Also, BDSM guy, I gotta add a 20 to him. 1 second. There we go.
Nice.
Since I don't have any other stats for BDSM.
Well, Michael is certainly gonna end up speaking up, answering the question Luctus asked. Well, I'm a guy that died a few centuries ago and was reborn in mud. Not much else to explain. I'm skeleton.
Would you take your necklace off for this, Michael?
I don't think even it's even on.
Oh, if it's
But
not on,
yeah.
then yeah, you're already a skeleton. But if it's
Yeah.
but if it is on, would you take it off?
It's not on.
Okay, then yeah, you're just a skeleton. For you, Luctus, you literally see a halfling with a long stick that looks like the horny stick that you'd get bonked by. You see a drow, which in my world is referred to as a dark elf. You'd see a bird person, a man made of stone and crystal, a a goblin missing an ear, and a skeleton standing around you with an old man buff as all shit behind you.
I'm just gonna casually take a few steps over, giving a little bit of space to myself from the big guy.
Okay, so you
Well,
step like say over there.
This is just
Okay.
a little bit of distance. I
Who the
see
fuck are
this is
you?
quite an
Sorry.
well, fuck this. Nice to meet you all. But you got a quite of a interesting group mix here, I see.
I mean, considering the state of things outside, I'd say it's rather better to be in a group than alone, especially with someone with your. And she just gestures to her whole person appearance.
Mm,
Jessica, you
well,
are a bitch.
Are you saying that the people outside wouldn't want to try and kill them the moment they walk outside because they wouldn't be scared?
I mean, and plus you shouldn't be surprised. I mean, you've already met a walking Setian skeleton.
You're different. You're with us. But if they walk out of here alone and someone sees them, they don't know what to think. They might do something.
I mean, I can play dead.
That's not going to help their situation.
I mean, it's gonna help me. I'm a selfish one, you know.
You don't need to play dead. Just look at you.
Yeah, I'm already dead. That's the whole
Exactly.
point.
Look, what I'm trying to say is, I think it's better if you stick. And it's like anyone that knows Jessica is like, it's very odd of them to even suggest this. I'd say you stick to the group. Like, even though you've just met us, stick with us for a bit. If you want to leave the moment we leave the town, that's fine. But I feel like they may try and do something stupid. The people here might try and do something stupid. If you're not, I don't know. But I mean, I saw
love-
you, and before I thought you could talk, I was thinking, what the hell?
I get that a lot. But I would love to join this little pack of yours.
Yay! New buddy!
Sorrow.
Yeah.
Oik would
Is
just
there
look
a
over.
nearby window?
Yeah, there are a couple nearby windows. Actually, if I were, let me check. So all the kind of like metal looking things like this, near BDSM old guy are windows.
Oh, okay. I
And
want
they
to
would,
jump
but they
out
would
of
look
one.
out. Oh, you just jump out one? Okay.
Yeah, like trying to be
Make an
dramatic.
acrobatic saving throw with disadvantage.
I don't know why I wanted to do this. I just felt like needed to.
1 second, I've got the perfect gift for this.
Hmm. Hmm.
Don't question why I've got gifts for people jumping out windows.
Never.
What was it? Oh yeah, it was acrobatics.
Acrobatic saving throw.
If it gets
Uh,
if it gets a 10 or below, Zoe, look at what I put in the group in the 9 RP and D&D. That's what happens if he gets a 10 or below.
do I? Sorry, do I just make the normal acrobatics to at disadvantage and call it
What disadvantage?
saving throw?
At disadvantage, you give me the lowest roll.
Yeah. Right.
But Zoe, do you agree that if he gets 10 or below, that's what happens? Please, he just pumps his hip.
And he
I
screams,
got a
and then we
13.
start playing the song "Staying Alive." Staying alive, staying alive.
Yes, yes. Oh my god,
Oh,
yes.
no.
Copyright.
I mean, I got a 13, and just for context, I'm trying to do this Mission Impossible style, like full on dramatic. Pretty sure
Do a
it
few
is 10 performance.
somersaults.
You said you got a 13.
Backflip.
Okay,
13.
then reduce your bonus HP by 1 second. Let me roll. I don't want to just arbitrarily say this. Let me roll. Let me find the die. Ooh, that die
4.
rolls.
If it's a very, it's like if it's high, then I have like
By 8.
8.
Ooh.
Okay. I had the idea that I just fall apart like a character from a Lego game.
Oh yeah, with
Yeah,
like the
that's
noise
like-
and everything.
keep
Yep,
drowning yourself.
absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, now my can Michael just fall apart like that and just struggle to
No,
get
13's
back
not
together.
low enough. Sorry.
Aww.
Uh-oh.
Can I
Giovanni
de-assist
start
him
glowing.
to make it even lower?
Yeah. Go on.
No, simply
Damn.
because you didn't mention it before they rolled.
Um,
I'd like to offer a de-assist.
And they
As
already rolled a
jump, I kick
disadvantage,
their
so
foot.
even then it wouldn't add another disadvantage.
I know.
I should remember this for next time I jump out a window.
Zaru,
Yee!
can I use my divine sense to sense any celestial fiend or undead that's not Michael?
What's the range on that?
60 feet.
Okay, I will extend that because you aren't in combat. So basically, any ability has benefits for not being in combat when you use it because you can focus on it harder or, do it again and again, or whatever, right? So I will
Yeah.
I will allow you to do that and have the entire range of the city involved in that and slightly outside.
God damn.
Hold up,
Alright.
are you gonna try and kill Michael again?
I said besides Michael.
So, does that require a roll or is it just something that happens?
It'll tell me whether add if the celestial fiend or undead.
Um, okay, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm good at those. Let me get back to my character sheet because I'm walking to work right now. Where the fuck is my D&D?
You can also elect somebody to roll for you.
I got it now. They just had like 6 other tabs off. Wisdom save. 22.
22. Okay. You are immediately overwhelmed when you search the entire city for a fiend. You're immediately overwhelmed. Outside of the city, it is completely surrounded, and there's one entity more powerful. I now bring you.
You recognize as entity.
You recognize it as the seventh monarch.
Oh God,
For
fucking
fuck's
damn it, not
sake.
you again.
Michael just starts glowing and turns into a
Oh.
crystal giant.
Hey, she's back! Yay, my friend. Well, my
Ah
ex-friend.
shit. Here we go again.
No, no, she's gone.
And this is where we will end this episode. Again, I apologize, Luctus. You didn't get much to do, but I will hopefully have a solo RP with you later to make up for it.
Alright.
And this is where we're going to end
good.
on the map view of Avant Grand, surrounded by enemies, led by the seventh monarch, the King of Ruin, also known as the Decay. And
No,
here,
geez.
That's gonna be interesting.
yeah, I hope
He
you
also
guys.
has a second name, Zoe.
What?
He also has another name.
1 second. Let me pull up his
That
document.
was the king of
Yeah,
Ruin,
that
the
bitch.
one of the decay.
Oh, fuck off.
No, that was
1 second. Let me go find the King of Ruin.
I love how
Yeah.
you actually thought he had another name.
Yeah, I was like, no, he doesn't. It's the
just
seventh
that
monarch, the King
bitch.
of Ruin, also known as the Decay,
Also
is
known as
there
that bitch.
leading the forces.
I've got a dragon
Nope.
as a pet now.
balls.
But as you feel this sense, Giovanni, you realize that the city is in deep shit. Is there anything you particularly do when you sense this?
I immediately go into my crystal giant state and tell everyone we are fucking surrounded and the fucking ruin is here.
And there we go. We end the session with a warning that you're under attack. And also, when you say celestial giant state, do you grow in size?
No, I mean like how I go to my crystal.
Oh, gotcha. Just wanted to make sure.
Oh,
I was like, do you have
yeah.
an ability that allows you to grow in size? Okay, we're good. And there we
yeah.
are. Also,
Nice.
let me add in werewolf and BDSM old guy. Also, Jessica, we will be introducing your love interest next session.
Oh god.
Hey yo.
But
Well,
yeah,
I'm
if you
gonna
want to
certainly
do that
go.
1-on-1, I can do that 1-on-1 for a little bit before I gotta start dinner.
How about you start dinner and we'll do it after?
It's mostly because it's spaghetti sauce and it won't take me long. Does that make sense?
Well, I'm just
Because I
saying
want to have
that
it simmering for a bit.
plan for an hour to an hour and a half of RP.
But like I said, it won't take long for me to get it started.
Yeah,
That's why I said I can get it started while we do so.
just focus on that.
If
I
you
need a
want,
quick
but-
break as DM is the important part because
Yeah.
I did a lot of talking
Yeah.
already. I need a quick break at DM. Whenever you're done starting it, and if you have an hour to an hour and a half before it's finished, let me know.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah, I'll just stay in here muted, if that's okay with you.
Yep. Message me on the app or on Discord, and we are ending it here. Which, by the way, speaking of ending it here, Leah, if you ever want to, you are free to stream this, just full out if you want.
As long
Okay.
as the OBS doesn't start fucking us up on streams, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got it recorded
Mhm.
too, so the recording is what will be posted. But if you want to
Yeah.
stream this to give our channel a little bit more views, to give it a little bit
Oh,
more
I might
stuff.
stream it as well.
Yeah, if anybody who wants to
Yeah.
stream it is free to, since
It's
it's
just-
already being recorded.
I know, like, OBS
Also,
for some reason with streams has been messing up big time. Like, it sometimes just crashes for some reason recently.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
like I
I've
said,
almost crashed a few times.
like I said,
Yeah.
if you guys want to, you are more than happy and invited to do so.
Okay. Well, we're not
And with that,
vampires,
I
but
will
okay.
end the recording. Say goodbye, everybody, and thank everybody who decided to join us till the end of this. And hello, and goodbye, I guess.
Why are you watching this?
Yeah.
Why? What have you done?
Fuck
Do
you,
not have a
Bailey.
life?
Why
It's fair,
wouldn't
man.
they watch this? This
Ren,
is as
they
good
were
as
so-
anything.
They don't pay us enough.
I don't pay you
We
anything.
don't get paid at all.
Then when you say we get paid, I haven't got a check yet.
Spring Boy's here like, wait, I'm new. We get paid for this shit? I would have joined sooner.
And that's like, where's the check?
I'm an editor. I don't get paid.
Yeah, no,
Well,
by
I
the
get-
way,
I
if
get
this
a
channel
child trust
ever
fund
makes
too.
money, 100%, I'll just put it back into the channel. That would mean better mics, better setups, whatever I can afford.
Oh, we even said if he goes onto OnlyFans and someone donates like 10 grand, he's splitting it between everyone.
Also, one thing, and something I actually like kind of thought about. With what I want to do, they get paid like decently really well. So even though I will be gone for like a lot of it, when I come back, I could financially probably support the campaign a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Look, I will tell you right now, I won't take any money unless you slide it under the table. But no, in seriousness, we have a setup that works. I'm not doing this for a financial profit. If anything, I'm hoping the book
Yeah.
I'm writing will be the financial profit.
I mean, what I will say is with Zaru, he won't take the money unless you hide it in a pack of sweets.
I
He's the
am not
DM
that
after
fat.
all.
Fuck off, Bailey.
No,
I know
it's
I
because
might
you're
be
the
American.
DM.
about that.
It's because you're the DM. You always bring snacks for the DM. The fuck you want
Oh, no. That is a very fair point. Hide it in the cake.
But
Hide it
bring
in
him
the
sugar
cake.
dice.
Yes.
Anyway,
Sugar-
I do need
sugar
to get going
dice.
because I've got my friend
Okay.
waiting in my room.
Of course. You guys have a great
Yeah, I
night. Thank
also-
you all for coming.
We were
and
playing video games.
And I understand that
Right.
most of you didn't get to do too much this session, but moving forward with, I really hope that all of you can make it for next session, because Chaos said they could, and if we can get everyone there, I've already started the start of the arc past the filler. So I really hope you all can make it, because the next, say, 5
All right.
sessions are going to be pretty damn important to the campaign.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
just as a heads up.
Yeah.
If you, I figured I would ask instead of me messaging you. Do you want to just DM call while I cook?
No. Again, we will just focus on that
Oh.
later. Okay, when you have your full
Okay.
attention to
No,
this.
I was just saying, just so we can chat. That's all. Not
Oh,
a part of the D&D.
I need a break from talking. I've been doing too much of it.
All right.
Okay. Bye, everyone.